Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the class. This is your mentor, Miss Azatuli, and today we will start off with our next topic, that is our forest and wildlife resources. What is wildlife resources? If you look around, you will be able to find that there are some animals and plants which are unique in your area. In fact, India is one of the world's richest countries in terms of its biological diversity. Forest and wildlife resources are indispensable for provisions of ecosystem goods and services, as well as spiritual and cultural values in rural areas. In most unprotected areas, these resources are increasingly under threat, prompting indigenous communities to apply the local knowledge in an effort to conserve them. The management of forests and wildlife resources is not a new process for the indigenous people. On the other hand, it is a part of the culture, history, and spirituality. Indigenous people worldwide are active in the conservation of biodiversity due to their strong ties to the flora and wildlife. Wildlife plays an important role in balancing our environment. It strikes a balance in the various natural processes of our nature. A forest is a piece of land with many trees. Many animals need forests to live and survive. Forests are very important and grow in many places around the world. Uses of forest. People were food gatherers and depend on forests for all their needs, such as food, clothing, and shelter. Forests and the many different trees of which they are composed have since the earliest days played an important part in the life of mankind. People began life on this planet as forest dwellers. It is because of this that men have realized their value. Even today, people continue to depend on forests to meet a lot of their needs. Today, people depend on forest for paper, timber, fuelwood, medicine, and fodder. Forests supply firewood and charcoal for fuel in homes and in industries. Forests also provide honey for food and for medicine. The plants and trees give living things or beings oxygen to breathe. Forest improves the quality of soil and also promotes rainfall. Forest also provides shelter to many birds and animals. Forest provides us with fruits and vegetables. The forest provides wood for cooking purposes, timber for building houses, furnitures, and so on. The roots and trees binds the soil and prevents soil erosion. The types of forest in India includes evergreen forest, deciduous forest, thorn forest, mountain forest, and mangrove forest. What is an evergreen forest? Evergreen forest is a forest in which there is no complete seasonal loss of leaves, which means trees shed old leaves and produce new ones partially and sometimes throughout the year, rather than during a particular season. The tropical evergreen forest usually occur in areas receiving more than 200 centimeters of rainfall and having a temperature of 15 to 30 degrees Celsius. In India, evergreen forests are found in the western slopes of the Western Ghats in states such as Kerala and Karnataka. They are also found in the hills of the Jantia and Khasi. Some of the trees are found in Indian tropical forest are rosewood, mahogany, and ebony. Bamboos and reeds are also common. Deciduous forest. Deciduous forest composed primarily of broadleaf trees that shade all their leaves during one season. It also extends into more arid regions along stream banks and around water bodies. Deciduous forests are home to trees such as oak and maple trees. Rainfall is in the range of 70 to 200 centimeters in deciduous forest. Major states where tropical deciduous forests are found are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, and Maharashtra. Thorn forest. Thorn forest is a type of desert formation which has a scrub-like vegetation. They are mostly subtropical and tropical forest, having trees and plants with armed thorns and spines. In India, thorn forests are found in arid regions which experiences less rainfall, which is less than 70 centimeters. The northwestern part of India homes to the thorn forest. The trees found in these forests are short, stunted, and scattered. Mountain forest. Mountain forests cover about 900 million hectares of the world's land surface, constituting 20% of the world's forest cover. They are hotspots of biodiversity and provide important environmental services far beyond the mountains themselves. Mountain forests exist in every continent. Trees of the mountain forest have adapted to the cool climate, heavy downpours, and intense sunshine. It can be found in the parts of the Himalayan region, such as the pine tree. Mangrove forest. Mangrove forest is the home of low and medium height of various types of trees. The swamps protect coastal areas of India and home to so many species of aquatic birds, water animals, and reptiles. The Great Sundarbans is the largest mangrove region in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sundarban region is densely covered by mangroves. It is a national park, a tiger reserve, and a biosphere reserve park of India. Mangroves are salt-tolerant trees. They contain a complex salt filtration system and complete root system to cope with salt water immersion and wave action. They are adapted to low oxygen conditions of waterlogged mud. Conservation of forest. Forest conservation is the practice of planting and maintaining forested areas for the benefit and sustainability of future generations. The conservation of forests also stands and aims at a quick shift in the composition of tree species and age distribution. Forest conservation involves the upkeep of natural resources within a forest that are beneficial to both humans and the environment. Deforestation. Deforestation is the permanent removal of trees to make room for something besides forests. Deforestation means the clearing or thinning of forest by humans. It represents one of the largest issues in the global land use. Afforestation. Afforestation is the process of introducing trees and tree seedlings to an area that has previously not been forested. It refers to the process of sowing seeds or planting trees in an area that does not have trees to create a forest. Wildlife in India and its protection. India has a rich heritage of wildlife. In India, wildlife has a long history of tradition of conservation. Wildlife is important for the human beings, animals, and plants. These are so closely interlinked that disturbances in one produces imbalance in the others. The Indian landmass is a home to a large variety of flora and fauna. India has an amazingly wide varieties of wildlife, animals, and birds that live in the diverse terrain of the country. However, due to the irresponsible interference of humans with the ecosystem has resulted in the loss and extinction of many species. Due to man's interference with nature and the threats that have risen out of this, conservation of these biodiversity spots and their wildlife in India have become important. National parks and wildlife reserves have come up in different parts of the country where a healthy interaction of humans and wildlife is encouraged. India today has as many as 15 biosphere reserves for the conservation of endemic and endangered species, out of which four are a part of the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. This is all for this lesson. I hope you have learned something new today. Till then, see you in the next class.